Yes Bank, you would recall earlier that I had stated on Friday, which is 6th of March, that is the the one day after the moratorium was announced, that the RBI will come out with a scheme very swiftly and very quickly. And as you would have seen, swift action has been taken by the Reserve Bank of India and by the government. There has been very active coordination between the Government of India, the Finance Ministry, and the Reserve Bank. If I can just recapitulate the dates, the moratorium was announced on Thursday, 5th of March. The very next day, 6th of March, the draft scheme was put out in the public domain, and the final scheme was notified again on the next Friday, that is between Friday and the next Friday, on 13th of March, the final scheme, the final reconstruction scheme has been notified by the Government of India. The lifting of moratorium is taking place after 3 working days of putting the final scheme in, after notification of the final scheme, and that will be on Wednesday, 18th March at 6 p.m. The moratorium gets lifted, and the new board, as you would be aware from the notification, the new board will assume its position, and the office of the administrator will cease to exist on 26th of March. So as you can see, this has been a very swift and fast action, perhaps a record of a sort. With regard to the restructuring scheme which has been notified by the government, I would like to say that it is a very credible and sustainable restructuring plan. We do believe it is credible and it will sustain in the years to come. It is also an instance, perhaps the first of its type, it is also an instance of public-private partnership for revival of a private sector bank. Apart from the State Bank of India, you have leading private sector banks which are major stakeholders in the banking sector, both the public sector segment led by the State Bank of India and major private sector players, major private sector banks have joined hands to revive the Yes Bank and to take the restructuring scheme forward. In that way also, it is perhaps the first of its type. And in India, on earlier occasions, whenever there was failure of a scheduled commercial bank, the usual method has been amalgamation of the failed bank with a larger entity. This time we have not done so. This time the identity of the Yes Bank, the bank which is in difficulty, the identity of that bank is retained, and the investors are the banks which have come forward. So the participation of private sector banks in particular demonstrates the confidence of major players in the banking sector in the revival plan. So that is therefore, in this background, I would like to state a point which I have said earlier, which we had told in our press note also earlier, that the depositors' money is absolutely safe. I would take this opportunity through you to convey to all the depositors of Yes Bank that their money, their deposits with the Yes Bank are completely safe, and there is no reason for any undue worry, or there is no need for rushing into withdrawing their deposits or their money which is with the Yes Bank. Their money is safe.